gentlemen, and welcome back to the third and final week of SPL Season 2 Qualifiers. Joined here by DM Brandon. I'm holding it down right here, and we've seen some incredible matches already.
Somehow, Complexity is 1-1 in their pool.
Yep.
Now, we watched Eager versus Nomads. Nomads won. We watched Eager versus Complexity. Eager won.
So the transitive property, or whichever it is, doesn't really apply here.
If it did, Nomad should beat Complexity.
Right, which is the match that we're going to take a look at. And this one, this one is for all the chips. We've had 3 weeks, 2 weeks of open bracket tournaments, a third week of pool play. Pool play, 1 O's, O's 1s, 2 O's, O2s. This match, whoever wins goes to the SPL.
And again, this is going to be Nomads in Complexity.
Yeah.
If the transitive property were to exist, Nomads win this game pretty freely.
Yeah, but it's going to be an uphill battle for them. That said, so Nomad has played incredibly well today. Jerby specifically has looked golden, or diamond,
really
I guess,
has.
in Smite terms. Really a play that I'm notoriously critical on. Jerby is average, and this weekend, he's showing us that he's not average. He's been in Smite for a long time. He's really come to play, and he's really showing his true colors and playing out of his mind. Complexity, on the other hand, just a standardly good team.
Did they ban ISIS?
They're going to be tough, and they ban ISIS. Jeremy's picked them twice today.
Respect ban coming out clean here. Nomad's not going to have that fame. I imagine that we're going to see Poseidon come out from Jerby. He loves the god. So I don't know what will go down with overall. But Circuit, Bastet, ISIS all get banned out. Final option for bans in the first phase here to Nomads. I assume they're going to take another shot at Weekend. That's also technically a shot at Cyclone.
That is a great shot. Both Bastet and Hunbats are shotgun bans. They're bans at both the jungler and the soul laner. Cyclone Spin plays Bastet, probably better than Weekend does, honestly. And Hunbats is even down the line. So 2 shotgun bans coming out from Nomad. That's research. I like it. And the first pick is Athena, and that's...
They just gave Athena to Incon. Incon likes mobility. It's why he prefers Bacchus.
Yeah.
But now you've given him not only a support with mobility, but the best support in the game. Answer back is going to be Shibalanke and Thor. I think everyone expected the Thor pick. Shibalanke could be in some trouble if we do see Allied go into Cupid.
And Allied will go into Cupid. Complexity picking up their Hunter role rather early. So the dual lane is set for the team in blue. Cole will be bringing out Cupid on Allied and Athena on Incon. And Poseidon will be picked away from Jerby. So you mentioned that Poseidon would probably be picked for Jerby, but instead of banning him...
I'm waiting for the female Poseidon skin. So Kiki can really just pop off with this character.
Sylvanas picked up on the side of Nomad. So they're feeling confident in their ability to really use those pulls, because that's what separates a quality Sylvanas from an average one.
Right.
The ability to grab those pulls. We saw Auror from Team Eager just before, completely annihilating teams with this pull, and it makes or breaks team fights.
Nomad bans away Odin from Weekend, who has had a great amount of success, and they return ban here of Aphrodite. Now, I expected that we were going to see a Bakasura pick almost immediately after. Bakasura goes even or wins every matchup you put him against. I'm sorry, is that Thanatos?
Everyone
This is going to be Thanatos, Bacchus. Oh, wow, they're going to have a really scary early game. Kraken, Fields of Love, Defender of Olympus, Thanatos, and Regurgitate, right? I mean, at level 5, that team will die if they will it.
Yeah. So this is a big one. Thanatos, so Brandon, do you like Thanatos in Season 2?
Yes. I think he is far better than even what my tier list rates him, but people have not been playing him effectively. What I want to see is more Thanatos linked with Poseidon. Remember, Aegis in this meta will not break CC, which means if Thanatos comes down, hits you with the ult, and then silences you and not Death Scythe, that Kraken is guaranteed to kill.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what we're going to see as well.
Definitely something to look out for. Thanatos has drawn the ire of a lot of people here at hi-rez Studios and a lot of people at home for just having an incredibly low win rate, just not really being able to impact things much. And Complexity, Weekend likes Thanatos. I've always been a purporter of Thanatos. I think that he could do what he does. It's just difficult and intricate, as Brandon brought up, so that's what we're going to look for. Nomad picks up Kronos. That is an interesting pick. We see it from time to time. It is an incredibly difficult to deal with, particularly in the solo lane, hyper carry in the late game. It just becomes so powerful.
I want to see Xbalanque go solo. I want to see Kronos and Hunter. I want to see Raw mid. That would get rid of Xbalanque's counter matchup, and will go even with Bakasura. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case as we get into the game here. I definitely see Paradox has Xbalanque, which means it will not be solo. It will be ADC. And with that, 5 members of Complexity group up. They're looking for blood.
I like the thought process coming out right there. Bickham on the Thor, I am excited to see. Bickham is a player that is a playmaker. He really does those. He likes to get the initiates. He likes to be that more aggressive, start the fight type assassin, and that's what we're going to see out of the Thor. We saw it with the Cat.
We're going to sit on our tier 2, because if anyone walks into the jungle, we'll die, because they have Thanatos.
Yep.
Now, Thanatos has not gone into Heavy Hammer, which is by far his best item in the early game. However, Heavy Hammer has been given to Bakasura, meaning they still have an insane amount of potential for steals. Between Eat Minion, which will likely be picked up here as they get in, you'll note that Cyclone has not chosen an ability yet. With that, it's likely they'll go in for the invade. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Thanatos and Bakasura are arguably the best steal combo. I don't really know if there's much better.
Excuse me.
Oh, well, of course, Bologna.
Bologna, you said. Yeah.
Not introduced just yet into competitive play. One of the more newer gods coming out in the world
Lady
of Smite. But so Thanatos just has incredible damage early game, and Cyclone Spin, well, he's got a built-in hog on that Baka.
I think this is kind of a misplay here coming out from Complexity. With the Heavy Hammer, with the fact that they had the Hand of the Gods, and with the fact that there was only one hand between Bickham and Sasek, which is obvious. You don't even need wards for that.
Right.
They were guaranteed a kill onto Kronos there. Or they could have forced Kronos into stop time, which would have been a big hit to his DPS. They do take away the blue, which is a win, but they could have gotten more.
So they get a little bit of a win, but not as big of a win as we'd like to see. Sasek already very low, and that's the power of Thanatos and Bakasura. Cyclone Spin gets the credit on the kill. Sasek already dead, not even the first minute.
So that's kind of what I was expecting. They get it anyway. They clean it up. I don't know where Weekend's going. It looks like he's going for the old okey doke.
Yes, this is we see this a lot. Sometimes the jungler just stays, hopes the other jungler doesn't realize it, and surprises him this time again. This time, though, he tries to get behind his enemy. And
Ally fluttering in on the left side. Cupid doing some decent damage here to Paradox, who has been stunned. Looks like Met Yankee going to be pushed back as well. Allied getting another clean hit. Even with Wisps, Paradox is going to feel that one.
Great taunt. Great taunt coming out from Incon.
Oh, yeah.
That was what set that all up. Allied, of course, provided the damage, but Incontinentia, shortening his name to just Incon now, is really just so strong on that Athena. Again, damage on the right-hand side, good slow, as we see a stolen backhand.
No, Kiki actually just went back and just took it. They knew that there was going to be invades. They know that Cyclone and Weekend are going to spend some time on the right side of the map, so they're taking the experience and putting it on cooldown faster to make sure that more experience will be gained over the first 3 minutes. In my opinion, absolutely genius rotation coming out from Kiki.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call to really get that stuff going as we take a look at other things happening. Sasek is going to disconnect right there, unfortunately. So we're going to talk a little bit about what Bickham could do on this Thor against the crazy comp that we give Complexity so much credit for. We talked a little bit about how Thanatos can land on you, silence you, you still can't Aegis, and Kiki so cheeky can hit you with the ultimate. Really, what is Team Nomad able to do, Brandon?
At this point, Nomads is going to be hard-pressed to get through the early game. Should they be able to, though, it will be enough for them to get into the end game.
Okay.
As long as they're not, I'd say 4K gold is probably their threshold. 4K is when it's going to be hard to come back. But if they can keep it from, a small deficit to 4,000, their end game is much, much better.
That Kronos on Sasek. Kronos is one of my favorite characters to watch just because he's so dynamic. He's both a mage with spells and a basic attacker. He can do sort of both, but he destroys towers.
Weekend in the jungle right now, only level 4, kind of positioning as if he had his ultimate, and it looks like Jerby Weekend a little bit too aggressive here again. He's not being very patient today.
Not at all. Maybe just providing a little bit of a great ult.
Did he get one?
He did not. Complexity gets both.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. Good decision coming out from Jerby right there. So he uses his ultimate to go through the wall and try and help that out. We hear a Cupid ult on the left-hand side. Paradox caught out. There's the jump. Allied gets credit for the kill. Beautiful ultimate coming out from Thanatos, just securing it and setting it up. That's what you want out of your early game Thanatos.
Mid lane here, a lot of pressure coming out to Mr. Kiki here. As you see, the Kraken is still up, so not too much will be done. Level 5 Thor still has some pressure here, but without good follow-up, it won't be much. Right side, Regurgitate will force stop time. Option for kill here to Sasek, not choosing to stop time early enough. What was he waiting for? Cyclone taking advantage and will find the 3rd kill of the game.
You know, it's rare that outright damage surprises somebody like you or I that watch so much Smite.
Right.
That damage outright surprised me. He forced out the ultimate from Kronos and still just chewed through him. Butcher Blaze providing so much true damage for that Bakasura paired with the heavy hammer. Just incredibly difficult to get away from.
The issue is that it was, of course, a great play by Cyclone the way that he played it, but if that was baseball, that wouldn't have been a hit. That would have been an error. Right there, all he needed to do was stop time. It was guaranteed to stun him, and he didn't use it. He didn't take that opportunity until it was way too late. Cyclone picks up a free kill, and now using Thanatos effectively as weakened, going into the jungle here on the top side.
Trying to find some sort of initiation. There's the ultimate from Shibalanki, forcing them to turn around. That, of course,
Thor's
blinds you, not able to see much. Thor's looking for a place to land. Finds Weekend. There's the Kraken, and he's dead. Jerby gets the kill, though. Not quite out there. Beautiful pull with the Silvers. The knock-up. Is it enough?
Oh,
and
wow.
it is.
Wow, that ult coming out from Ra as well. They played that well in terms of what Complexity did, and then Weekend's like, I guess I want this buff. I don't think they'll fight me. Thor's like, I will fight you.
Thor, pick him. I mean, that's one of the exciting things about being a newer player, right? We talk a lot about how Cyclone's going to jump in right here and just do what he did before. Again, that is the power of Bakasura.
This is the build I like. Ninja Tabby. Heavy hammer, locks people down, great amount of attack speed to augment the Butcher's blades, and he's using it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Level 8 to level 5 right now. Sasek is getting decimated.
Sasek is not having a good time in this matchup. I mean, this is something that, Bakasura does well against the Kronos. Kronos really needs to be looking to keep the distance, keep the spacing, just not able to. Cyclone Spin is forcing himself into Sasek's face.
So right now, Complexity leads the day at 1,100 gold, 2,600 experience. No gold Furies taken just yet. Weekend being very patient here on the left side, awaiting the return, it seems. But Paradox a little bit too slow for Weekend's maybe impatient tastes as he rotates back down.
Yeah, I mean, Weekend's looked a little impatient this entire game, but it hasn't really hurt him too much. They're going to surround this enemy right here. Good ultimate from Jerby, but not quite enough as Kiki unleashes the Kraken and able to get that. Down comes Bickham one more time, but smelling out that Cupid ultimate. Good job right there to avoid it.
It really feels like Bickham is like almost lagging for how late he is to these rotations. Holy hell! Early game Thanatos just barely getting away there. Big misplay right there by Incon, who used his taunt a little bit too soon. Didn't find anything off of it.
Good stun right there coming out from Sasek to stop Cyclone Spin from aggressing, but also keep him under the tower just a little bit because, as we mentioned, this entire match, Cyclone Spin has been incredibly aggressive, going past the halfway mark of that tower. Speaking of aggression, here comes Weekend behind the tier 2.
Oh yeah, what's he going for there? He's just running away now. I mean, but he's playing Thanatos. I mean, that's what you do.
Yep.
You go behind tier 2s and you go, hey, I'll kill you if you come here. Wait, what's the timer? 8 minutes? 7 minutes? Yeah, I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'll still do it.
19 minutes? I'll see you go, Fury.
Yeah, pretty much. And taking a look at it, it's about 7.5 minutes in. Looking at him, he's 0-1-3. So not getting the kills, Brandon, but those three assists, he's definitely impacting the game. He's setting up kills for his team, and that's just as effective as getting the kills yourself.
Honestly, it's probably better. I mean, Thanatos doesn't really do well with late game gold. The items that he gets will be used, but I mean, they're icing, right? The cake is done at level 12. Yeah, with that, giving those kills away to someone like Bakasura, who can build into more attack speed than you can deal with, get these early beads online to stop the stop time, that's what you're looking for.
Weekend looking for something else this time around. Again, trying to find something, but just coming into lane. He wants the farm, so he's prioritizing the farm. Level 9, looking at level 8, Bickham on the other side. Incon trying to be sneaky, hiding out right here. Looking for the initiation, gets the taunt back into the ultimate from Allied. Beautiful play right there. Will they be able to secure the kill? Not quite, but I loved that display. Unfortunately, not able to convert it, as Allied just misses about one basic, and that's the reason he lives.
Allied probably should have fluttered a little bit sooner there, making sure he would have used the attack speed steroid a bit sooner. But either way, I mean, pushing Paradox back here and forcing the rotation back from Met Yankee will do a lot. Now, we've seen a much different Met Yankee this game, in my opinion. Yeah. The Guan Yu seemed much more suited to his playstyle.
Yeah, Guan Yu is definitely more along the ways of what he wants to do. Bickham gets the steal. Or Cyclone gets the steal, and Bickham jumps up at the left-hand side. Gonna land is Thanatos. Different hovering death this time around. Another kill for Allied. Again, Thanatos with the setup.
You know, and this is what you want to see. When they rotate to right, you rotate to duo, especially if Gold Fury's still there. With that, for me, all eyes on Met Yankee in the background. No, Met Yankee does not have hand 3. Complexity takes that one tax-free, as all 5 members seem to walk out of this one.
Hey, remember what Cyclone Spin was doing to Sazik on the right-hand side? He does the same thing to the support on the left. Well, the Kraken comes out and claims a life or 2.
The Death Sight keeps him alive. Weekend, no, gets hit by the last auto attack right there. Allied actually takes the last hit onto Bickham. Had Bickham gone down to Weekend, he would have had enough health to sustain through all of it. He just barely goes down, but they'll trade out 2 for 4 around the map, plus the Gold Fury, giving them a pretty big advantage here. 3,800 gold, 7,300 experience, as the Complexity we all know and love takes a major lead.
Yeah, I mean, just the graphs tell the story. We don't have to say anything. 39, almost 4,000 gold in the lead, and experience just incredible as well. So doing very, very well is the team in blue as we speak. 10-minute mark has passed. Fire Giant is now available to be killed. I don't know if they're going to go for it just soon, Brandon, but they pick up the Gold Fury, so they're not afraid of objectives.
So right here, Weekend on the bottom side, cleaning up a camp. He'll be splitting this, I imagine. Yeah, he's rotating over. He does not have Bumbus Mask, so the split isn't as useful as it would have been. But remember, splits are still mathematically better than doing it solo. 66% is much better, obviously, than 50.
Bigger numbers, gooder things from DM Brand. Right-hand side, still pressured out by Cyclone Spin. Level 14 to level 10. There's the ultimate, and that's a win. That's what Cyclone was looking for.
Sazik right now sitting a little under 100 mana, might have 1, maybe 2 casts here. Remember, Accelerate does cost mana, and with that, it will actually force him to spend the mana in other places before he can actually get it back. But he does have a blue buff. He will be sitting pretty. So right here, check out Athena. You know, she's rotated over. They're going in for pressure on the top side, and I don't know if they're going to have an opportunity to do anything here. In fact, a wasted rotation. Good pressure on the right coming out from Red, considering the fact that the Gold Fury's down. They can afford to use their resources on the right side of the map, but they don't gain anything. Unless they get this tier 1, this will be it'll be wasted.
That's exactly what they're looking for. It might just happen. Incon, the only one here, taking 50% of his HP. But here's Cyclone Spin. He's the one that wants to provide the damage, chasing away Bickham. Allied gets a kill in the duo lane all by himself. Well,
yeah,
Thanatos
no, thanks to Weekend.
Again,
and look
the
at
Thanatos
this
setup.
2v3 over here. They keep the tower alive. I don't think it's going to last another wave, as Cyclone under 50% health is against 3. No, they backed off.
They're going to fall back.
They backed off.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a tower kill, but it's so low, Brandon, that they can come back pretty much whenever they feel fit and grab that at their own leisure. That said, duo lane tower for Complexity is going to go down. Team Nomad losing the first tower of the entire game at the 12.5-minute mark.
Wow, he got him. I didn't think he was going to get that a little bit late. And look at this, Kiki 100 to zeros Jerby very cleanly. 2 free kills right there. For the boys in blue, and they're not done yet. Bickham getting jumped on. Holy, Cyclone is on fire.
Cyclone Spin just being Cyclone Spin right now. He's playing an aggressive character, playing aggressively, being aggressive. So,
you know, for me, it doesn't feel like Cyclone goes, I can kill you. I think his mindset is just, I don't think I'll die here, so I guess I'll just do it. And with that, they take both towers in mid. They take a tower in left. They save the tower in right. And they're now pressuring this side as well. Allied going to have Fields of Love up here in 10 seconds. So by the time he's getting the next creep wave, if they want, they'll have a great opportunity to go in.
3 members deep is Complexity, as Allied is going to go ahead and back, and Cyclone Spin stuck on the right-hand side of the map, so they're not going to commit to this Tier 2 tower just yet. 13 minutes is rather early to really just siege a Tier 2 tower, so Complexity thinks better of it, goes ahead and backs home. Weakened, level 12. Take a look at his build. He does have Warrior Tommy, Jotun's Wrath, and he'll start building a Cloak. Most likely either a Magi's Blessing or a Hide of the Urge.
Now, given the fact that
Spirit
beads are already online, I would say Hide of the Urchin's probably a better bet here. Making him a little bit more tanky will be good. He doesn't want to go into Urchin. It will overcap him by 5%. Right. So it's unlikely we'll see that.
Spirit Robe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would expect we'll see Urchin. Plus, Weekend really likes the item.
I mean, Hide of the Urchin is one of the few balanced defensive items in the game. What it does is it gives you both.
What I would like to see, though, instead, I mean, I see the Cloak. Wingblade probably would have given him more. Extra movement speed and the cooldown reduction at this stage would have made him stronger. He's going to need defense going into endgame because he's not a safe character anymore, but I don't think he needs it just yet.
We'll take a look. I really like the Urchin pickup. It's, as I said, it gives you both magical and physical protection.
Yeah, plus, I mean, getting the stacks online now will never hurt.
Exactly. It's only 14 minutes in. A lot of time to see some aggression.
Weekend goes up. He goes right to the back line. Jerby in some trouble here, trying to escape. No Heavy Hammer to go for the slows. Stop time, not going to find it. One hit away, and it looks like Weekend's going to let that one go. Kraken going to be big, but unfortunately not going to find a target. Met Yankee avoiding the Fields of Love as well, as all of Complexity has missed their major attacks. They will be forced to back off here, but Cyclone in the mid lane said, hey, Sasek, remember me? I'm back.
Cyclone Spin just absolutely tearing it up. 7 kills in 15 minutes, and not a single death. Cyclone Spin is having arguably his... Cyclone Spin is having his best game of the qualifiers, arguably the best game, and here's a fight after Complexity gets their own Gold Fury. Allied kills Met Yankee, this is good. Bickham gets a kill. Oh,
Bickham's getting pretty low, though, forced away. Cyclone Spin looks like gonna trade out there by killing Paradox. A 2-for-1, plus the fact that Sasika is already down. Bickham really looking to try to kill Incon. Both will try to... Oh, Incon, you're so greedy. Oh, my God. It's gonna miss. He's gonna go for it. Does he have the taunt? The shield wall is gonna be necessary. He's out of mana! He's out of mana! Incontinentia with a very uncharacteristic misplay. Gonna drop that one, and Bickham, between a rock and a hard place, will fall to the small little love child.
I like that play coming out from Bickham right there. Just, I don't know if he knew how much mana that Incon had, but I was like, what a great series for the viewer as you take a look at the solo lane and Complexity heading out into the solo lane, almost level 20. And again, those graphs just showing how dominant Complexity is being in this matchup. 16 minutes in, and Complexity leading by almost 10,000 gold. So they are looking
10,000 is where the lead, it becomes like, I am winning this game and I'm going to win this game.
Yes.
That's where, like, it's maybe not guaranteed, but it's so dramatically in your favor that the comeback is impossible. The issue here is that it's 18 or 16 minutes into the game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I just waved my hand in Brandon's face because I wanted to add on to his point. What I was going to say, it's all relative. 10,000 is always that big moment at 22 minutes, 25, 35, where you're like, okay, we're going to win. At 16 minutes, 10,000 gold means so much more than 10,000 gold later on.
And that's usually with all towers down, with the Fire Giant and the Gold Fury and all these other things. There's still 3 objectives on the map, plus the Phoenixes. I mean, their lead at this point is ridiculous. Cyclone at 871 experience per minute. That is nigh on impossible.
Great taunt, and Bickham is not going to last long. Allied gets credit for the kill.
Cyclone
Spin, and...
Oh, Jerby. Where'd he go? What happened?
Players are getting deleted left and right here, folks. Not even long enough to mention the series, and it's just 2 or 3 abilities, and they fall to the wayside. 18 to 6-3, the kills, more than doubling their opponent is Team Complexity as they start looking at a Phoenix before the 20-minute mark. In goes Incon. The taunt is good. The shield wall is better. And Weekend is the best. Gets the kill onto Sasek. Ultimate on the right-hand side from that Poseidon. It's going to distance people and add spacing and Complexity will take the first Phoenix.
That's a free fire
before
giant.
the 18-minute mark.
Absolutely free fire giant. They're going to rotate straight down. So long as Incon and we can play their cards right, this shouldn't have any pressure whatsoever. I want to see Allied tank this from bottom side, but no, they're backing off. Bickham's alive. It looks like they're too afraid to go for it. Cyclone might be a bit out of position here, and will recognize that fact and back off. Bickham, though, not letting him escape just yet. He's going to go for it. This might be a misplay by Bickham.
Yeah, Bickham just landed into the wrong spot. No Kraken available, but he still gets the kill. Two members of Team Nomad still here.
Right there, that was the ranked play. That was, I know I'm better than my opponents, and I'm going to go kill both of them. And then he landed and goes, oh my god, it's Cyclone and Kiki. I have chosen incorrectly.
Yeah, Weekend taking a lot of damage. Cyclone Spin all by himself, and it doesn't matter! Gets one kill, gets the second! The Paradox is going to remember that one for a while, and Allied's going to get the other kill. Sharing the wealth is Cyclone Spin. Cyclone Spin jumped into 3 people, left with 2 kills, gave his friend the third.
This is a tiebreaker. They just surrendered the Smite Pro League.
You don't recover from that, Brandon.
Wow.
Cyclone Spin just provided his team. Cyclone Spin got Complexity into the SPL with that single play. I'm not gonna give everything to that, but that game was won single-handedly in that play right there.
Cyclone was
love it.
About 10,000 damage ahead of anyone in the game. Weekend about 10K. Cyclone pushing 20.
Yeah.
The highest damage on Nomad looks to be 6,200.
Complexity as a team earns their bid. Well played by all these players. They earn their bid into the SPL. Let's take a look at the standings as we bring them up and look at everybody else around the Group A. So already qualified for the SPL is Complexity 2-1 with that win over Team Nomad. Busters, Eager, and Team Nomad still contenders.
No, Nomad's out 1-2, eliminates them. Busters and Eager will face off as a tiebreaker, the winner of which will go to the SPL, the loser of which will either face the Challengers Cup or possible restructuring.
Right, so here's
I used to work for Walmart. I learned that word, restructuring.
Beautiful.
I never worked at Walmart.
Yes, you did. So basically what's going on here, folks, is that we need to find 4 teams for the SPL.
Right.
Out of each group, Group A and Group B, we will find 2. Group A has earned Complexity. Busters and Team Nomad both have to fight off to see who gets that second spot. On the side of Group B, much different story, and we're going to take a look at their standings and how they look around their group. So Group B, Legion is 1-0, Denial is 2-0.
Rip.
Or Legion is 1-1, Denial is 2-0. Cog is 1-1, and Polyjuice 0-2.
Now, for this to happen, what's left here? Denial's going to face off against Cog. Poly has to face off against Legion. Now, what'll happen here is, I'm sorry, wait, Cog is playing Poly right now? No, Legion is playing Poly right now, production. Thank you. If Poly were to beat Legion and Denial were to beat Cog, it would force a 3-way split.
Exactly.
Although I'm going to make the assumption that Legion, who hasn't lost to Polyjuice yet, is probably going to walk through them. Poly will likely be the only 0-3 team, and it's likely we will see Legion and Denial's 3-0 walk into the SPL from Group B.
I would not be surprised if Denial just 3-0s. They've been looking very, very powerful, especially with that addition of Shing. You know, we've mentioned it a couple of times, Brandon, but Five Angry Men was a team centered around Mace of the Face, his brother Shadow Q, and the Best, and they plug and played a couple of different players here and there. But the addition of Shing has transformed this team. Five Angry Men, there was a lot of hoopla around a certain disqualification last year in the Challenger Cup, but side note of a player or a person that watched every single Challenger Cup match, they weren't that good. Ooh. They made it to the semifinals twice, Brandon, in 7 weeks. So the addition of Shing, Shadow Q, and Mace of the Face of the Best really have come together as a team, and they have something completely different. So we're going to catch this, all the tiebreakers of the rest of the action in a little bit. Stay tuned. This is the last week of the SPL qualifiers.